Okay, so this is the heart. All right. So again, anterior surface, this is the apex. Posterior surface here, this area right here is the base. On the anterior is kind of where you want to kind of keep it oriented. This structure right here, this is the pulmonary trunk, which tells me this is my right ventricle. This is my left atrium and my left ventricle. Underneath this depression, where the probe is going, is the atrioventricular groove or coronary sulcus. The right atrium is a little bit over to the side, so it's this guy right here. Sorry, I'm trying to get it oriented so you can see it. Right atrium right here. And when you look at the atriums, you can see there's a scalloped looking border here and right here as well. That's just the auricle of the atrium. We've cut this open, pulmonary trunk. So this large vessel here is the aorta. So this is the aorta right there. On the back side here, this is our superior vena cava. It's very thin walled, and it was continuous with here with our inferior vena cava where my finger's coming out. And those enter into our right atrium here. If we were to take our pulmonary trunk and open it up here, we have the pulmonary semilunar valves, or also just called pulmonary valves. This is the wall of the right ventricle. See how thin it is, and the muscle wall itself, that's the myocardium. Inner smooth kind of translucent lining is the endocardium, and this is the epicardium. The ridges that you see in here, all right here where my thumb is, that's the trabeculae carnii. I'm going to go this way. The AV valve has been opened all the way up. So everything from here down, this is the right ventricle. So here's the cords, and there's the tricuspid valve. Here's cords to the tricuspid valve. So the valve is the flap of tissue that looks kind of like a cream-colored sheet with strings attached. So the strings are the cords, and you can see it goes all the way around because of the way we've cut this one. So you've got part of it here, here, and here. This particular one does not have good papillary muscles, but you may find one that actually does, and it would look like an extension. This little part here where it attaches looks like a little finger-like extension coming off the wall. So this is into the atrium, the right atrium. You can see in the right atrium there are some muscle ridges here, again here and here, so that's the pectinate muscles there. You cannot see a fossa ovalis or a coronary sinus on this, so we're just seeing inferior and superior vena cavas. I heard somebody say that over there, so anyway. Okay, over on the left side, I cut mine along the back to look into our left ventricle, so it's much rounder. The opening is much, the chamber itself is rounder. Look at the muscle thickness is almost 3 times what it was on the right. This is the bicuspid valve, and I didn't open it up. So those are the strings, and you can see the valve itself just right there. You see the flaps of tissue. And aortic semilunar valve is usually really, really hard to see because it would be back behind. It would be back behind our valve. So we can't really see that. Sometimes you can look down the aorta. If you get the light just right, you can look down it and see the flaps, but it's going to look, the aortic semilunar looks exactly like the pulmonary. I don't normally ask it, I'm just trying to be real complete because we're recording. I don't normally ask it off of the heart dissections because it is so difficult to see. So if you have it on a test where something is the heart's propped open like this, and let's say there's a sticky in this wall, and I say, what, chamber of the heart or what structure, and you're wanting to answer ventricle, and you're like, you can't pick it up to look at it. You're just going to have to look at the thickness of the wall is your clue that this is the right, that this is the left, and that here's the right over here. So sometimes I'll have it opened up like that, and so you have something to compare it with. But you're not allowed to actually pick the hearts up on the test. They'll just be kind of propped open with little colored pins, like a red pen or a black pen, and they'll say name the structure, name the membrane, name whatever. So so anyway, so this is your pig heart. And again, the pericardium's been removed, so all we have left is the visceral pericardium, which is the equivalent of the epicardium layer of the heart wall. And this kind of yellow area, this is the interventricular groove or sulcus. It kind of angles a little bit differently than it does in a person. And here it is on the back side. You can kind of see it is in this area as well. In a person, the superior and inferior vena cava are straight up and down, where in the pig they angle pretty dramatically, but the pig walks on 4 legs and we're upright, so that's why they angle somewhat differently there. All right, so I think that's everything on the pig heart. Okay. Would you come up and hit my button so I don't contaminate my... All right, guys. Any questions?